guys, so we're back with another episode of Tacoimposters. I tried recording yesterday, I tried recording this before, and because as I'm filming this is the April 7th, let me check that, 2020, another episode for April 7th, 2020, Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Yeah, and the problem was that the video, okay, on the mini DV tape that I had was all like, I don't know if you call it corrupted. It was all bad. It's because I've recorded it so much on that tape that like it all I don't know, the data interweaved or like cross data, I don't know. That was bad, so on it, and so it just kind of you could see like the previous video overlapped on the regular video and the sound was gone, but that was only because I figured out that my because what I used, the mic I was using the last time was my handheld mic, and it had a problem with the adapter because it's a 3.5mm audio jack adapter to XLR, and that adapter is bad at the end. I only paid like less than $10 for it on Amazon, so I didn't pay a lot, so it's not like I, got like a $50 adapter and down the tubes and went, no, it was fine. But yeah, so anyway, that's what happened yesterday and why, or the last time, and it didn't work, so I think that tape is just kaputs, unless there's some way of fixing it, I don't know, but the audio wouldn't even be there, so what's the point? Anyway, so yeah, so I was looking up, or if I looked more into the Lego from, the Mario Lego, and apparently it's not going to be a regular figure. I knew that. It didn't look like a regular figure when I looked it up, but it's going to be like some weird, like, digital thing where you can, like, his body is going to be digital, and I think his head may be digital, and you can, like, go into the level and, like, interact and, like, get coins and stuff, like you're playing a level of Mario. Ooh, dogs barking in the background. You might hear a bunch of things in the background because this is recorded outside in my backyard, so don't mind the sound. I don't know how to fix that. I don't have ways of fixing that, sorry. But yeah, so it's gonna be weird. I don't know. I don't think it's horrible, but it's weird because they should really have some, hopefully they have regular sets too. I really hope they do, because that's what everyone wants, I'm sure. Everyone wants, like, regular sets of Lego, right? Because they want regular sets, I don't know. But again, what do you do with Lego? Because I guess Nintendo, you could literally the possibilities are endless with Lego and Nintendo. Because you could do literally anything. You'd have like a Hyrule Castle, or like a Mario Castle. Oh, that'd be so cool. Mario Castle from, what's it called? From my gosh, Mario 64. That'd be cool. Or Zelda's Castle from one of the Zelda games. Or Hyrule Castle, sorry, not Zelda's Castle. Is it called Zelda's Castle in some of the games? I have no idea. Hello, there's a squirrel right there. There's two squirrels right there. Hi. Next to me, in a tree next to me. But yeah. So, yeah. You could do a lot of things with that. I heard people talk about stuff like Animal Crossing, and like, Lego, and I don't know. I've heard like Bob on Battlefield from Mario 64. I don't know. Again, it's not something I would want, really, personally. But it's cool. It sounds like a cool idea. And again, these all sound like really expensive sets, between 100 and 200, those big sets. See, I would want the medium sets, the $30 sets, the $20, $30 sets. Those squirrels are getting really close to me. Anyway, yeah, I'd want like a $20 or $30 set, not necessarily like those really expensive ones, because they're expensive and I don't want to spend that much on Lego. Lego's expensive! Have you, They got really expensive. Okay, now it's getting scary close to me. It's coming at me. Okay, I'm just like watching the squirrel. Like, is it gonna come at me? Yeah, it's expensive. The set's okay. Okay, my brother used to get the sets. He did Star Wars Lego, but they make them in a whole bunch of different Legos. But there was always a small set. It would come with maybe like 5 figures and a vehicle, or maybe like 5 figures and a vehicle. Maybe 2 good guys and 3 bad guys, or vice versa. And when we bought it about 12, 13 years ago. 14, 15 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, and back then they were like, I think they were either $9.99 or $10.99 or $11.99, somewhere around there. They weren't more than $12. I remember that. They weren't more than $12 or so dollars, and so I remember that being, yeah. And now same set, it's like 17, 18 bucks, 16, 17, 18 bucks, something like that. It's crazy. It's just what? And that's a small set. That's supposed to be your small set? Good gosh. That's expensive. And some of them are that price for less. You get less. It's kind of stupid in my opinion, but hey. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway. So that's, the Lego. And then E3 is canceled from what, the situation we're in. But I feel like E3 though, I feel like this year we're going to realize E3 is so useless. Because not useless, but like it's so unnecessary. Because last year, Sony didn't go to E3. Now I'm watching a drink out of water, the squirrel. Yeah, Sony didn't go to E3 last year, and they pretty much have they made their own thing to make up for not going to E3, the State of Play, which I didn't hear much about State of Play. I heard like 2 State of Play videos, because State of Plays were like their video, what do you call it, like presentations, and I don't know, I didn't watch them, but yeah, because Nintendo has their Nintendo Directs, and then the only one that doesn't have it is Sony, and Sony is Microsoft, and Microsoft, I feel like they could just make one, and we just don't go to it anymore. Yeah, they just don't have E3 anymore, because I don't know, I feel like E3 is useless now, because like you don't need to get information from E3 anymore. I don't know. You can get your information online from different sources. And that would be a good thing if they put it all online, because then we wouldn't have all those people making weird false rumors and false this and, oh, this game's going to have this, or this console's going to do this, and then either none of it comes out or it's a little different or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, hey. It's... Okay, look, I get it for like going there and seeing the different companies and different other people, but Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft could also save a lot of money because they don't have to pay for booths on show floor sections of the show floor. I heard something like $100,000 for that. It's like, what? That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. But hey, I heard, I don't know if that's exactly right, but it's around some figure around there. It's like, wow, that's expensive. But anyway, I mean, I don't think it's 100% useless yet, because I like the novelty of watching it. Well, I don't go to it, but I've watched it online. I've only watched a few of them. I've only watched 2011. I watched 2011 when they were presenting the Wii U, and I watched 2018. Yeah, 18. I liked They're both pretty okay. Presentation-wise, they present it very well. It's clean, it's flowy, it's nice. But, yeah, I remember 2011 and just thinking that the Wii U is the coolest. I was like, what? That's amazing. That's absolutely fantastic. That sounds like a great idea. But then, I never got one. I didn't even play one for that long. I've only ever played them in, like, kiosks every so often. And that's the thing, I was still on my Wii at that time. I didn't have that mentality of, oh, new system? Okay, now let's look at it, see what I would want, because it didn't have exactly the greatest lineup, from what I remember, of original games. All the good games came out, like, later. You know, like the there was no... Oh, yeah, there was. Way later. I was going to say, there's no Zelda game on Wii U, was there? There was Breath of the Wild, but Breath of the Wild was like the last thing on the Wii U, and I don't consider that in the lifetime of the Wii U because it was already dead by then. Nobody cared about it by then. So therefore, I don't know. It was kind of just a thing that they do, you know. Video game companies do that. They'll just put it on the previous platform or previous system just to please those few people who still have it, and they're like, look. Or not necessarily even the few. For those people who haven't, like, switched over to the new system yet, they're just like, okay, well, here's what we have, you know? Well, here, it's on the other system, too. Because there was a time when games would be on, like, 2 generations behind, and the previous, and the current generation. I remember back in the PS3 era, it was like that. It was on the PS2, and then some, not very many, but some were on something like stuff like PS1. And like, yeah. You know, like it was some, so, it's for those people. I don't know. But yeah, like the Mario, Mario Kart, Mario Maker, Splatoon, Smash Bros. Those were all later, and so for a lot of people, they didn't really, have great, what's it called? Install base. Is that the right word? Anyway, like, they at the beginning they didn't have a system selling game, as far as I know. So at the beginning, I think it was a little slow. Look, it's not a bad system, and people consider it a failed system. I don't think it's a failed system. It's not great, mind you. Don't get me wrong, it's not great, but it's not horrible. I don't think it's a terrible system. There's so many great games. Like, everyone, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago, people were just like, "Oh, put this game on," basically like the reasons they were still on their Switches. I heard people still talk like, "Oh well, if you put this game on, I'm done with this system. I never have to open it up again." Like, it was things like Mario Maker. I think Mario Maker was like the big, like, that's a deal breaker. Where it's like, okay, I'll like completely put that system away and get out and go onto your Switch if you have this system or game, or if you have that game. But anyway, yeah. So I liked it because I remember the presentation being a big, like, people were kind of just like, from what I remember, like, oh, great new system, but show something, and then like they were kind of intrigued in the whole, like, oh, the 2 dual screen thing. I remember the presentation just being like, you can play this wherever, and it wasn't really wherever. It was, and they did explain that it was like you can take it off of the TV if you're, and then put it onto the gamepad. But from what I've heard, that didn't work very well at all. That did not utilize that very well at all. Nothing utilized that well at all. It's because nobody cared. I'm sorry. Nobody, like, no developer developed any game that did that very well, as far as I know. I mean, they didn't use the map, the what's that thing called? The gamepad very well at all, to be honest with you. Now look, it's not a horrible and it wasn't like it was never like it wasn't used at all. No, it was used, just wasn't used very well. Like you could have utilized it better for certain things. I don't know. And then it's because it's the whole like looking up, looking down. They don't want to do that with two screens, like this and like it's. I don't know. They don't like it. Gamers, I don't know. People don't want that. They just don't. Now you might be saying, well, the 3DS had two screens, and it did, or the DS and 3DS, and they had two screens. It was fine. It worked. It's like, yeah, but that's because they were so close to each other. It was like there was no like effort, and not that was a lot of effort on the Wii U, but it was just less effort. It was like this instead of like, oh my neck. Oh, the same way virtual reality will never be a real thing. It'll never be a full gaming thing. We'll never adopt it as like a way to play games because first of all, they don't like long gameplays of VR because a lot of people get motion sick from VR because it's not exactly perfect. Your brain just doesn't, you're like, whoa, what's going, and then it's just, that's it. The other thing is, we're never going to see it anything, like, we're always going to see VR, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this right now, we're always going to see VR as, what's it called? As, like, virtual tours of wherever, like, going to see something, looking like you're going to be in that place. Like, virtual museum tours and such like that, going to, like, some place going somewhere like on a beach or to like the Eiffel Tower or and looking around and feeling like you're there. But I don't think it's ever gonna be video games because it's also just weird. It's like what? I don't know. At least for me, I think that's what I think. But anyway, yeah. So that's why the Wii U didn't. I think at least that's what I think why the Wii U didn't. That's my opinion why the Wii U didn't work. It was too much of like I don't know. Anyway, and that Switch came out and it was a banger and everyone loved it. So it sold more in like the first like year and a half or something than the Wii U did in its whole lifetime. So its whole existence. So. Anyway. Yeah. Now see, the Wii U, I'm interested in getting one. Right? But not the Switch. Not the Switch right now. Because Switch is still stupid prices. And I'm waiting for the Wii U to go down to that really, really cheap price. Like, stupid cheap price, you know? You know what I mean? Because it's still sitting at that, like, $200 range. I mean, I can find them used for, like, $150, but they're still keeping their value. Which is surprising. You would think people don't care, but no. For some reason they think it's still worth a lot of money. I don't know. I'm just waiting for it to turn into the Wii where it went from like $250 or something, or maybe $300, somewhere around there. And people were scalping them and buying them and scalping them, and oh, it was crazy at the beginning. To now, where you can buy one. I remember right at the end, you could buy one for I think $60. Either 60 or 80, somewhere around there. With 2 controllers and a game. I was like, what? What? And I paid $219 for it. Or 18, sorry, 218, no, 19? 19. $219 for mine. So I got mine at it, like, cheaper, but if I waited longer, I would have gotten it for even cheaper. But that was way at the end. That was like 2000 and like 12, like late 12. Like, fall of 2012. Those are like, that's when that was that price. So maybe even as much as 14. I don't think so. But I remember my friend telling me that in 14. Was it 14? I think so. Or 15? He told me that. Anyway. That was like a bug on the camera. Nope, there's a bee. Okay, well. Or a wasp. I'm not going to touch that. That wasp, you stay there. But what do I do when I need to move the camera? I don't know. I'm scared of bees and wasps. Oh. If you haven't noticed. Oh. Don't come at me and I'll be fine. I'm just staring at it. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, so. I'm waiting for the Wii U to be that price, right? No, because there will be a time when it goes into bargain bins at, like, thrift stores and... Or, sorry, not bargain bins. It goes in, like, the bin at thrift stores and, like, for nothing. Like, stacks of games and the system and controllers and all this stuff for, like, nothing. But, yeah. Because I was also thinking, what are they going to do at E3, right? What would they have like, announced at E3? Maybe Microsoft would tell us a little bit more about the, Microsoft... the Xbox Series X. It's so stupid. And I hate the name of that. Naming's bad. Because Microsoft always had bad naming for their systems. It was Xbox, which is fine. It works. Xbox. But then Xbox One... Xbox 360. What's the 360 have to do with anything? I don't know. And then Xbox One. One? Why? Why'd you go back? What? Anyway. And the Xbox... Is it Scorpion or is it Xbox One X? No, Xbox One S. Xbox One S all digital. Now that spells Xbox One sad. Which is weird because, okay, the thing with the Xbox One all digital, Xbox One S all digital, was it was basically like the shell just didn't have the tray to put. I think it might have even had it. I don't even know, but they just didn't put a drive into it, and it was supposed to be cheaper because you didn't have to have a drive, but you could literally, like, open it up. The slot was just empty where the drive was, and you could just put your own drive in. Blu-ray drive. If you knew what drive to put in, if you knew what to put, you could just buy one and put it in. So you could save money, I guess, maybe that way? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know, I never really heard people try that. I've just seen it opened, and people are like, wow, it's right there. There's a slot for one. They didn't make a whole new thing. They just took a Xbox One S, took out the drive, and said, now you can only buy them digitally, all the games. Anyway, which is what's going to happen in the future. Nobody's going to have physical media. I don't know how long it's going to take, because so many people are, because so many people are, like, Jakes. Go away, B. I'm watching the B. There you go. Be away. Nice. Or Wasp, or whatever it was. But yeah. Because there's a documentary that just came out. It was I think, Pat Country. Oh, you're back, B. Damn it. Or is that a different one? That looks like a different one. Anyway, go away. Thank you. Pat Country, I think he produced it? Or co-produced it? I don't know. Anyway, it's called, Not for Resale. That's what it's called. It's called Not for Resale. And it talks about all the, like, physical media and the digital media and all that. And then preservation of digital media and what do we do with the preservation, and because it's like, because they're talking about video games, but it's like all media in general. Because what do you do with books, right? That will, like, physically deteriorate. The pages, like, after a while will literally just start disintegrating, like crumbling into nothing. Do you digitize all those books? I guess so. You should. Because you got people like internetarchive.org, and the thing with Internet Archive is they're not exactly doing things up to scuff in terms of, like, copyright ways. They just kind of take a thing and upload it, and then anybody can use it consume it for free, which is like, that's not exactly illegal, but hey, I'm not gonna question it. You know, I get free use of, you know, name it, software, movies, DVDs, computer software, movies, DVDs, video game ROMs, books, radio shows, probably pictures. I'm not sure. I've never checked. A whole bunch of stuff. Like, that's like the greatest resource to find stuff. It's so good. Anyway. But, you know. So yeah. What do you do with physical media? Anyway. Okay, so back to the whole thing I was talking about before, which is the video game stuff. So yeah, their naming is weird. So they might do that, Microsoft, and Sony might tell us a little bit about the PS5. maybe they confirm. Maybe they would have confirmed. What's it called? Cause I think they're confirmed the backwards compatibility. Because if the PS5 is backwards compatible with all previous PlayStation consoles, that's really enticing for me. It's really tempting. Oh, like to buy one. I'm like, ooh. Like, ooh, I might buy one. Yeah, I might. Because that's the thing. I wanted to get a... Okay, I originally wanted to get a PS3 that played PS2 games. But by the time I looked into getting them, they didn't sell them anymore. And I was just like, no. So my dad said, okay, you can get a Wii or a PS3. And at first I was like, I want a PS3. Because I went back and forth like, do I want a Wii? Do I want a PS3? Do I want a Wii? Do I want a PS3? Do I want a Wii? Do I want a PS3? Do I want a Wii? Do I want a PS3? And I settled on a PS3. And then I was like, right at the last minute, right? I was just like, nope, no, I want a Wii. And I'm so happy I got a Wii. I'm like so happy I got a Wii. Because for me, because all the people I knew were Nintendo people. And so I would have just been that one kid who had a PlayStation 3. Right? But anyway. Yeah, so. And Xbox 360 wasn't even a glimmer of, like not even a tiny little sparkle in my thoughts, in my mind, thought in my mind. It wasn't even a thought in my mind, I was not even thinking about it, not even a close, no. I don't want one, no. This is like 2008. Yeah, this is 2008 when I got my Wii. But I don't remember how long I thought about it. I know I thought about it for months. I don't know if it was a year, but it was a long time. It was a dang long time. But yeah. Yeah, that'll be enticing if it plays all three. Because the rumors are that it could play all three backwards. It'll be backwards compatible with all previous. All four, actually. So it'll play PS5, but it'll also play PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1. So that's 5 systems it can play. That's crazy. That's crazy. If that's possible, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, because all PS3s play PS1, but there's only certain ones. The original one played PS2, and then the Slim, only certain capacities played them. So like I think I get 80 or 128 gig played them, and an 80 gig played them, and a 60 didn't, or something like that. Anyway, the higher capacities played PS2 games, and the lower capacities didn't. Which I don't get that at all, because there's a capacity you have to do with it. But hey, what's capacity have to do with it? But hey, anyway. So yeah. But I'm sure they're gonna do something. They're gonna make presentations, I'm sure. You know, and be like, oh yeah, here's a presentation on whatever, you know, what we were going to explain at E3. Because Nintendo's going to do a Nintendo Direct, oh definitely. It's going to be a big Nintendo Direct somewhere, and it'll be, you know, and then maybe Sony will do a State of Play, maybe. And then maybe Microsoft will make up their own new thing and be like, yeah, well, now we're going to make our videos, or our video presentation, you know? I don't know. And then I feel like we'll realize E3 is not exactly necessary anymore. Like, it was necessary originally because there wasn't the internet to distribute this kind of information very easily, super easily. And so you had to actually physically go and see what they were doing with presentations and all that. So, and people like doing it. And now it's just like, I don't know, something about it. I'm sure there's a lot of people who just go, does it have to have E3 again? Like, I don't know. We're saving the money, definitely. We're saving the money, so there's that. I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah. So, instead of talking about what's it? Can I get my phone up? Now, I'm not saying E3 is completely useless yet, but I feel like people would realize, maybe we don't need E3. Or maybe we can, like, what's the word I'm looking for? We can, like, not do less. I don't know. I feel like we'll realize a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. Topics. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, there's a PC Engine. Oh yeah. Um. The other thing before it goes, I know things like The Last of Us. Is it 2, 3? The new Last of Us has been delayed too. I don't really care. I don't never played The Last of Us, but people say, "Oh my God, it's the greatest game ever. You have to play it. Last of Us is so good." It's like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I never played it, so I don't really personally have any attachment to like, oh, I want to see the new one. I want to see. No, I don't care. And apparently, there's gonna be like a series of it, like a TV series. I don't know where it's gonna be on. Is it on Netflix? Is it a Netflix series? What are we gonna call those things? Like, do we just say like whatever platform it's on, like whatever thing it's on, like Netflix series, Disney Plus series, Hulu series. I guess I don't know. I find that so stupid. Anyway, well, no. What I find stupid is when people still say like TV shows. Like it's clearly not on TV, but like that's what we're accustomed to. It's a show. It's not a movie. It's a show, so it's a series, so it's a online. We're gonna call them online series. I should just call them like Netflix series or Disney Plus or whatever. So, but yeah, so it's apparently supposed to be like a Last of Us series coming out. I don't know. Again, I don't care because I'm not invested in that game, so I don't know and I don't care. But I heard rumors of people saying like the people to play them because there's a little girl Ellie and then there's the father. I'm not sure if it's the father or the uncle or just some adult guy, whatever, the adult. And I heard people say stuff like for people to play them. Hugh Jackman to play the guy and then Ellie Millie Bobby Brown. And I was like, why? Why Millie Bobby Brown? But again, they would choose someone like Millie Bobby Brown because people like Millie Bobby Brown. They like the people. That's why you see Finn Wolfhard and the sheriff from I don't remember his name from Stranger Things and Millie Bobby Brown in things because they're popular. So they like you're safe. People like you, so we'll use you. And you're decent actors. You're good actors. So you're not crap actors. So or you're not actors that are very what's it called? Typecast or that kind of thing where it's like, oh, you can only do this or that. No. You're only good in that series and everything else is crap. No. So you're good in other things, so I'm just fed up of watching them and everything. Especially Finn Wolfhard. Finn Wolfhard is in so many, like, I mean, he's not in, like, crazy amount, but he's in enough movies to just get annoyed. Like, he's in the new Ghostbusters. I'm like, why did you have to choose Finn Wolfhard? I don't know. I'm just kind of annoyed seeing him. I'm like done with seeing that kid. Anyway. But yeah. But they would choose someone like Millie Bobby Brown because she's popular right now and people like the Stranger Things and they also know that actor, so actress, so they'd be like, oh yeah, it's great. And Hugh Jackman's good. I don't know. Hugh Jackman's fine. Fine character. Fine actor. I don't know. I don't have anything against him being the adult. Anyway, I don't care. It's just a series that I don't have any interest in investment. Like I'm not invested in the series. I'm not like, oh, I'd love to see what a TV or a series would look like, a Netflix series would look like, or a series would look like. But I don't care. I mean, it's fine. You can choose those two people. I don't care. I'm probably never gonna watch it. So anyway, wow. So yeah, there's apparently there's a PC Engine mini. Now, if you don't know what PC Engine was the Japanese we got here. It's called TurboGrafx 16, the video game system, and there's supposed to be a mini about it. I don't know. I never played that system. It was one of the systems I didn't play. So, because I played a Sega Genesis, that was the first system I ever played. I've told that story before. And then I had all the Nintendo. I played every Nintendo home console except for the Wii U. I played every Nintendo home console except for the Switch and the Wii U. I've owned every Nintendo home console up until the Wii U. And then I had all the handhelds too except for the original Game Boy and the Game Boy Color, but I consider them the same, like 2.0 kind of thing. Game Boy and Game Boy Color. They are separate systems, but when I'm considering getting one, you should just get a color because just get a Game Boy Advance SP. Just to be honest here. But if you want the form factor of the original, just get a Game Boy Color because it can play Game Boy games. At least yeah, it can play Game Boy games. So anyway, yeah. So TurboGrafx 16. I mean, I know there are great games on TurboGrafx 16. Bonk's Adventure. Is it Keith Courage? Is that what it was called? Keith Courage and Alpha Zone, or something like that. And then what else is there? I don't know very many of them at all, so don't ask me. But Splatterhouse was on that. I almost beat Splatterhouse. I got pretty far on Splatterhouse. I played. I'm emulating it on my PSP. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't really care much for it. It's not my system personally. Because the thing with that system is it came in Hue cards. They came on like these like Hue cards, so they were like card-based games, which is innovative at the time because nothing really was cards. It was all cartridge, like huge, massive cartridges. You know, well, I mean not huge, but compared to the card, the cards were like a tenth the size of like 10% of it. It was significantly smaller. So, but yeah, there's that. Yeah, so, yeah, the mini systems. I'm just waiting for Nintendo to do a Nintendo 64 mini, and then I'll buy it immediately. Like, literally immediately. I'm like, done. I'll buy it, done. So want, because that's my favorite system. That is my favorite system. It is so good. And I've said this before. I feel like that would be, you wouldn't have the same problem where people go, well, where's my favorite game? And people would, you know, because there's so many games on the on the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 that, I'm sorry, Super Nintendo and the NES that there's always some person who's like, well, my favorite game wasn't on there. Well, where's this game? Oh, you forgot this game. Even with the PlayStation 1, people were like, huh? Why did you not choose certain games? You know, and not others? I don't know. Anyway. But, yeah, so the N64 one would just have this, like, it would have the best 30 games and that's it. Nobody, and I don't think you'd have a big problem with people complaining about it. Maybe you still have those, you know, few people who are like, well, what about this game? What about, you know, where? But the very few compared to the other ones. You know, not that it was a big problem, people were complaining, but you wouldn't even, like, nobody would even think about that, because they'd be like, that's all the good games on there. About 30, and that's it. Yeah. So. But yeah, so PC Engine Mini, I don't know, I don't care. I didn't care for much of the mini games, game consoles. Because also they hold their value pretty well. So even like the Nintendo one, or the new NES one, you can get them refurbished on a Nintendo's website for $59.99, so $60 or $65 Canadian. So for I think it's $50 in US. Sorry, $60 US. Which is better than, or is that what it was? No, I think it was $10 cheaper. Yeah, I believe that's $10 cheaper. Which to me is not well enough. You have to wait for them to be really cheap. And then I look for them like secondhand, like used on like Kijiji and Craigslist and stuff, and Let Go and all that. And people are just like $100, $150. And some of these aren't even modded. So okay, the ones that are modded, I could at least you'll see their pricing there, because they're like, well, I put the time in to put it in and I got all the games. I mean, you took like 5 seconds and went to some website and got every game on NES and plopped it on the system, but hey, but you did that, you know. So they're like, well, no, that's why it's so much. But like $150, it was crazy. I went to a toy show, you know, like one of those like collector shows in January 27th, and some guy was selling one for like, was it $100? I think it was $100. It was like 120 or something. Anyway, $100, and it was like, or I think it was maybe 99, something like that. Anyway, and I was like, that thing will sit all day. That thing will sit all day. Nobody will buy it because people aren't stupid. Because the kind of people who come, because that's the thing with that show. That show, I've said it before, it wasn't the kind of people. They didn't get the right audience. The right audience are the collectors who would never open anything and wanted to collect and all. No, they got a lot of people going in. There were people who wanted these. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were those people who were collecting them, but there's a lot of people also who were who just wanted them, either for their kids, or the kid wanted them, or like they wanted to play with it. Like me, I walked in there going, I want to find something that's cheap, that's good, that I like, you know, because this is like 80s, 90s, I mean, all toys, 70s, 60s, 50s, whatever. Just, they didn't care, just toys, old toys, but, right? And so, for me, I walked in there and I wanted to get like something I could play with, something I could use, not some stupid display thing, and not some thing to put up in a box, and not some $150. Oh, here's, you know, the original Megatron, and it's $150 and $300 in the package, and never open it. Don't you dare open it. No, it's like, oh. Cause I also feel like I would feel a little like dirty to open it and be like, ooh, don't open this. It's a sealed whatever it is toy, you know, but. Yeah, so, no, they didn't get the right people. Too many people trying to sell unopened this and unopened that, and sealed games, and sealed this and sealed that, for, like, expensive. So, because they were expecting collectors, and I'm sure, I was there all day that day. Not all day, but I was there for most of the day, and, because they were from the beginning, and there was just not enough people there that were collectors that would spend lots of money, first of all. And second of all, want something that's unopened, right? Anyway. Where did I even go there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. So, yeah, that's why. Like, where was I going with that? It was the Nintendo NES Mini, NES Classic. Yeah, so the Classic is still holding up value. People still want a lot for it. Anyway. I'm not sure if you can still buy a SNES Classic. I think you can still buy an SNES Classic in stores. I know, like, I think I saw, like, last I saw was, like, September, so that was, like, 4 or 5 months ago. You could see, you can still buy one, so I'm not sure if they're gone now, but that's the thing, they always had them in stock, so I didn't sell it very well fast. I don't know. At least this is at my Walmart, local Walmart, so anyway, yeah, so maybe depends on the price of that. I don't even know what the price is for that for the Turbo PC Engine Mini, but yeah, that's the thing. They're always like I always say they're always at obnoxious price where, well, no, that only really applies to old, like, used things. Anyway, but it's a price that I wouldn't want to pay. You know, $70, $80, $60. I'm like, I mean, like, they're fine prices. Like, I don't think they're ridiculous. But to me, it's like, I just wouldn't want to pay that. You know, I'd be happy to pay 20. No, it's like 20. I'd be happy to pay like $30, $40 for one. But anyway, even 50. 50 is like okay. But anyway. I'm not gonna tell them how to market. So. But I remember the PlayStation Classic or PlayStation Mini, Classic Mini. I don't know what. It was in bargain bins for like $10. I mean, $10 from 70, was it 60? Anyway, 60, something like that. So it's expensive, but yeah. So how long? 45. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's going to be it for now, guys. So yeah. So I got, if you want to contact me, there's links in the description. The links down below in the description. Yeah, if you ask a question, comments, concerns, any of that stuff, there's a email, Tacoimposters@gmail.com. I got the Discord and the Patreon. I don't know what to put on the Patreon still. I still don't know what to put on the Patreon. Because I don't know. I'd love to make some stuff, but I'm also not motivated to do anything, ever. So you're lucky you get this video, because, like, I'm not motivated to make any videos. Because also I don't know what to make videos about. Give me ideas, give me topics to talk about, because I'm gonna run out of just, like, thinking of things myself. Just to try and think about things happening, things I've heard, things I've seen, whatever. New stuff, like, in the pop culture, whatever, gaming, pop culture. I mean, you can be anything. Really? Might be sick of the pop culture, I don't know. But anyway. But yeah, so. Anyway. It's, oh, I don't know. So, yeah, give me things to talk about, because I'm gonna run out of, of things to talk about. I'm already running out of things to talk about. Cause I had the whole thing at the beginning where I was doing the, not the beginning, but like, at one point I was doing the things, the movies of the year, the music of the year, song of the year, and the events, like the news. That was something I could do. I could hold on to that. But I got to the end of that, like, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go backwards. I said I would at the beginning, but now I'm just like, I didn't want to go backwards. But anyway. I mean, it's not horrible, but anyway. So yeah, that's, I think, so there, links in the description for all that stuff. I think that'll be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.